What's up, y'all? It is Mike Pierce, aka Mike the Movie Guy. It is time for the Game of Thrones recap show right here on iWatchMike on blogtalkradio.com. This is something that I decided last night while watching the series premiere of Game of Thrones. I was thinking to myself, Mike, you need to do a little recap. You need to do a little sum on your channel, and I decided to do it. So every week I'm going to talk Game of Thrones. I haven't decided if I'm going to do it right after the episode on Sunday nights on HBO, or if I'm going to do it Monday. Probably Monday is when this sucker's going to get uploaded, just for the fact that I want to get everything, because if you could see me now, I have notes, I have multiple computers open because I'm going to try my best. Now, keep in mind, I haven't read the books before, never read the books. I keep being told to read the books, but they're big. They're big, and it's a lot of words. So hopefully I won't butcher some of these people's names. I might have nicknames for myself. So if you haven't started watching Game of Thrones, you must. It's just so awesome, and I thank my sister for that, because she's the one that turned me on to Game of Thrones after, like, I don't know, after season 1 I didn't watch, and finally got into season 2 and watched, just like in a weekend I binged on them. So I'm trying to get as much people onto this show because it's just so awesome, because I heard last night the HBO Go app actually crashed because everybody was watching wanted to watch the season premiere of Game of Thrones, and that hasn't been done since True Detective. And speaking of True Detective, if you haven't started watching True Detective, you really need to get on that, all right? So so let's just jump into the show. Season 4, the premiere, I have everything here. The episode was called Two Swords, and I got to say, holy crap balls, it was so good. But before I even get into my favorite parts and my questions and my rants and my thoughts, I figured I would find this little recap for you guys out there. Game of Thrones YouTube channel actually has a season 3 recap, and if you haven't watched it, well, here's a little sum of it.
I want you to tell me the truth about Joffrey.
He's a monster.
With the Tyrells beside us, no one will think of rebelling for another century.
Sir Dontor of House Holland.
Sir Meryn, help Sir Dontor celebrate my name day.
It would be bad luck to kill a man on your name day.
You'll be my new fool.
Thank you, Your Grace.
Do you know what it takes? Do you not, you clans? I told them we were all going to die if we don't get south.
Let us go. My father will pay you whatever you want.
Enough to buy me a new head?
Novagedi! Axiosentas! Mentiosentas!
We need to find Sansa Stark, her husband. Tyrion will do as he's bid. He'll marry Sir Loras.
I am not some brood man.
You're my daughter!
My feelings for you have not changed.
I'm not your lady. I'm your whore.
He's a crow. He'll stab us in the back.
Kill him!
That's a fine little blade.
No!
Maybe I'll pick my teeth with it. Something wrong with your leg, boy?
You gotta carry me.
Rob!
The Lannisters send their regards. It's too late.
You know I didn't have a choice.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
You're home.
Ned Stark. Oh my God, that recap was just so awesome. I loved it. While I was watching, I was like, oh, there's the wedding. Oh, Robb Stark. And oh, there's that part. It was just so much happened in season 3. Rumor has it, I'm hearing on the internet, that season 4 is going to be explosive. And let's jump into season 4 now. I'm going to get right to the part that I loved. It was so awesome. And I was waiting as I was watching this episode. I was like, where's my Arya Stark? My little one, where's my little Stark? I am a big fan of her. That she is my favorite since day 1 of this series. I just love, and don't get me wrong, I love all the other characters as well, but she's my favorite because she's just got spunk, and she wants revenge. And my favorite part of this episode, and I had to save it for the best for last, is when the Hound and Arya Stark go into the tavern, and that's when they start seeing these group of dudes who are the king's men are pretty much like doing whatever the hell they want and like, oh, we're the king's men and we're wearing the colors and we can rape and pillage and do whatever we want. And the Hound pretty much says, fuck the king, and all hell breaks loose. I just loved it. I loved it.
You're a talker. Listening to talkers makes me thirsty.
I love this. I love how he just grabbed this dude's wine and started drinking it. Right in front of everybody.
And hungry. Think I'll take 2 chickens.
You don't seem to understand the situation.
I understand that if any more words come pouring out your cunt mouth, I'm gonna have to eat every fucking chicken in this room.
I love that part.
You lived your life for the king. You're gonna die for some chickens.
Someone is.
Oh. And the big old fight happens, and I love that big fight. The Hound was just killing, just and slicing, and whoa. My wife and I were watching this last night, and when the Hound grabs that guy's face and literally puts the dagger up and just grabs his head and just slams it, not once, not twice, but 3 times. Even watching that again this afternoon, I felt the pain that this thing was making in this guy's face. That was just so brutally awesome. Thank you very much for HBO. Thank you very much for HBO. But it was just, I loved it. I loved it. And then Arya gets her chance, and I loved when she finally gets her opportunity to kind of help. And kind of like she really wants to stick it literally to these people for all the stuff that's been happening to her family. And this is just awesome right here. That music right there. When she stabs him. She slices him. The back of the leg. I felt like I was watching Conan. I just felt like I was watching Conan.
Something wrong with your leg, boy.
What do you mean?
Can you walk? I've got to carry you.
Carry me?
Find a little blade. Maybe I'll pick my teeth with it.
Yes. Felt so good when I saw that. Choke. Choke, you bastard. She cleans off her little needle. Here comes on the music. And I just love it how the Hound gets his chicken. And Arya gets her pony. So awesome. That was the best part. For me. Loved it. And that's just the beginning of her revenge. I'm telling you. I know that I've been posting on Twitter and Facebook. I'm like, my Starks will get revenge. And people are like, you haven't read the books. But it doesn't matter. If we can take out just one by one along the way, I'm happy. So that ending was just awesome. That whole end part there was just great. That was my favorite part of the whole episode right there. So who else to talk about? King Joffrey. That little prick. I really want him to die. And I really want him to die now. But I know that I've got my fingers crossed. And I know some of y'all listening to this probably are like, we know what happens. If anything does happen, I don't know. And I'm not reading ahead of because I just want to be surprised. But he really needs to die. I really don't like this guy. I thought he was a total douchebag in season 3. And then the way that he treats his uncle, Jaime Lannister, with the whole book thing and what have you accomplished kind of thing, that was kind of messed up. And so I'm hoping that all this mean stuff that's going on with the dad or Grandpa Lannister and how King Joffrey is treating Jamie Oliver, Jamie Lannister. I'm hoping that is he going to turn into a good guy? Because I mean, he was a total dick in the first couple of seasons. So now is he turning a little bit? My friend Jenny Fly was just here earlier this afternoon, and we were talking about Game of Thrones, and she asked me, she's like, "Do you think Jamie's going to become good?" And I hope so. I don't know, but I hope that he can see what's going on and help. And I don't know. I'm wondering if he's going to even help Sansa. Sansa, is that how you say her name? Stark. I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens. Another person that I like, I hope I say her name right, Olenna Tyrell, the grandmother. I love that she's got a mouth on her. She doesn't care. She doesn't have a filter. She says what she wants to say. I hope she lives. I hope nothing happens to her, but you just never know in this freaking series. But I'm glad we got a little piece of her, and I really like her. Another person that I want to talk about, Jon Snow. Oh, okay, I know. Oh, Jon Snow. Everybody loves Jon Snow. I think when they showed him last night, I actually tweeted out going, I hear all the ladies screaming now, Jon Snow. And I don't know how many retweets I got. The women love this guy. Even my friend Jenny Fly loves this guy. Jon Snow does no wrong with anybody, does he? Bastard son. He's a night watchman guy. And I was worried about him because it's, the whole Brotherhood councilman or whatever, when they were putting him up on a little trial and everything, and giving him a hard time. I can't believe that they're allowing their feelings towards him cloud what he has to say. And I was like, shut up, everybody, let Jon Snow talk. But I'm glad that little old guy, the blind guy, stuck up for him. And I loved his thing about, him sleeping with a woman. He was like, if everybody, we, killed every ranger that slept with somebody, we would have all the guards would be headless. So that was a funny part. I like that part right there. But it was good. I'm glad that Jon Snow, and I think Jon Snow actually becomes a commander. Is that what it is? I kind of he's a head honcho now, which I know the other guys are not going to like it. But Jon Snow has information, and he can prepare everybody for this waddling attack that's going to be happening soon on the wall. And let's talk about the wildlings. Those people there. It's obvious that Jon Snow's girlfriend. Is it just girlfriend? Was it a piece of ass? What side chick? Was it a semi-boyfriend, girlfriend? I think she still has feelings for him. And it's obvious that her, that chick, what is it? I guess the fellow wildling knows that she could have killed Jon Snow with one arrow. And she put 3 in him, and he lived. So I think he knows that she has the feelings for Mr. Jon Snow. And I know all the women out there are like, hello? It's Jon Snow, of course. Everybody loves him. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen with these wildlings. And it's obvious that they're forming some kind of big giant army. I'm just wondering if the night watchmen are going to be able to get there in time, or it's just going to be a big old mess. What did y'all think about the cannibal guys? Those guys. Now, I did my little research. The Thanes, or the Thane clan. The Thanes are a clan of free folk from the very far north of the Wall. They only speak the old tongue. The Thane are the most advanced and best equipped of the wildling tribes, as well as the most disciplined. They also shave their heads bald and engage in sacrifice, whatever. They cut their face, whatever. And they're cannibals. Yes, they like to feast on the flesh of their enemies. So that's going to be interesting because these people, I mean, we saw the guys pull out an arm and they start roasting up an arm. It didn't seem like it freaked out the other wildlings at all, but I think these are some crazy people. He's probably going to be a pain in the ass to everybody. And I'm wondering if Jon Snow's piece of booty, ex-girlfriend, whatever you want to call it, I wonder if he likes her. I know that he said he liked thicker or whatever women. I think he said that she was too scrawny, but I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens with that. Let's see what else. It's obvious that Sansa is still upset. She's definitely upset about her brother and her mother, so which is not she's being a little bit difficult to tell my little Lannister. I call him Tyrion, which is another one of my favorites, which we'll talk about him in just a few. So I'm wondering if Sansa is going to lighten up a little bit. I mean, it's obvious he's trying to help her, but she's not having it. So I don't know what's going to happen with her. Hopefully she gets over her little moodiness. And I know people out there, I know that you're like, hello, she lost her mom and her brother. I get it. But she needs to get her head straight so she can stay alive. So I don't know. I'm a little nervous to see what's going to happen with her. Dragon Mom. Oh my gosh. Yes, the Dragon Mom. Let's talk about her. Her dragons. One of them almost bites her ass. What's up with that? So it's obvious that these dragons aren't really 100. But I guess they look at her as their mother. But I mean, you know, like, should they be snapping at her if she's trying to touch their bloody goat? I don't know. You know, some people would be like, well, if you get close to my dog's bowl, he growls. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? So that's what I'm trying to figure out. Does she have control over these dragons? Does she? That's the $1 million question right now for today. Does she have control of these dragons, and is it going to be a problem? I don't know. I don't remember this guy, the Dario Naharis. I guess this dude was kind of like gambling with this other dude. And they're holding the sword to try to figure out who's going to ride next to Dragon Mom. I don't remember this Dario guy from the last season. So, but yeah, I guess he's a cool dude. I just can't remember. If anybody knows, let me know in the comments below. But yeah, I think I'm wondering if that's going to be a distraction for the Dragon Mom. Khaleesi, is it going to be a problem? Or is she going to keep on the mission? That's what I'm wondering. So, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with them. And I'm wondering, are we going to see Khaleesi and her army and her dragons show up and get ready to fight? Or we won't see that until the end of the season, because it seems like they're kind of marching I mean, they must be on the other side of the freaking world the way they're moving. So, I don't know. When are they going to... I want some of these kingdoms to see these dragons and to see her army already. But who knows when that's going to happen. It's obvious that Khaleesi's got to deal with this other... I guess, city that they're going to right now, I guess. And the city actually put, like, slave girls, like, what, every 100 miles, it seems like? Is that what it was? I can't remember. Either way, they're dead slave girls pointing to the directions of the city. So I guess that's supposed to be a threat. But she's got dragons. Hello, she's got dragons. So I don't know if this city is aware of what's going on. They might just be idiots. I don't know. The new character that I like in this series, what is his name? Prince Oberyn. I like this guy. I like him a lot. It's obvious that he doesn't like the Lannisters, which then throws a little monkey wrench in my feelings, because Jaime, he's got a lot of bad history. He's not, you know, the most well-liked guy, Kingslayer and all that good stuff. His sister, which I love, she's just awesome, but she's a little crazy. And so this dude, the prince, is not a fan of the Lannisters, especially Papa Lannister. So I wonder if that's going to be a problem. And I definitely I feel for my little Tyrion, because I don't want him in the middle of this. But it looks like he's trying to like keep peace, but no one's giving him any respect, and so why is he trying so hard? I do have a clip here that I want to share. This was the conversation, one of my favorite scenes right here, where Tyrion is talking to the prince, and the prince shares a little backstory, which I was like, what?
The last time I was in the capital was many years ago. Another wedding. My sister Elia and Rhaegar Targaryen, the last dragon. My sister loved him. She bore his children, swaddled them, rocked them, fed them at her own breast. Elia wouldn't let the wet nurse touch them. And beautiful, noble Rhaegar Targaryen left her for another woman.
Here it comes.
That started a war, and the war ended right here, when your father's army took the city.
Wasn't actually.
They butchered those children. My nephew and niece carved them up and wrapped them in Lannister cloaks. And my sister, you know what they did to her? I'm asking you a question.
I've heard rumors.
So have I. But what I keep hearing is that Gregor Clegane the Mountain raped Elia and split her in half with his great sword.
I wasn't there. I don't know what...
If the Mountain killed my sister, your father gave the order. Tell your father I'm here. And tell him the Lannisters aren't the only ones who pay their debts.
Oh, that's a threat, right? That's definitely a threat. So what is Tyrion gonna do? Is he gonna let everybody know? Is he gonna let his dad know? Should he let his dad know? Would I? Probably not, because without Papa Lannister, well, then you got Joffrey. Oh, it's just a big mess. The whole family screwed up, except my little Lannister. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen with these crazies, but I know the prince. He's definitely there on a mission. So yeah, this episode was just so good. And last but not least, Jaime Lannister. Let's talk about him real quick. He's got some crap going on in his head right now. It's obvious that he's not going home. His Papa Lannister told him he needs to leave, and he's got everything under control, but he's not leaving. So I know that when he's talking to his sister, she pretty much gave him hell. And I couldn't believe, well, I can believe because she's one self-centered little snatch. But she tells Jaime Lannister that he took too long to get back and left her all alone. Did she not know that he was captured and like kicked around, got his hand chopped off? I definitely felt for Jaime Lannister, and I wanted to reach the TV and punch her in the face, but I can't do that. But she's got some serious issues. I don't know if she's just trying to play hard to get. But it's obvious, if she's serious, that she ain't giving up the Lannister to him anymore. So is he going to leave? And did he get really disowned by father? I thought it would be more of a bigger mess if he did. So maybe dad's, I don't know. I'm a little lost there. So fans, if you're watching, if you guys have already seen it, let me know. Is he? Is he not? I don't know. So... But that's pretty much it for this episode. Last night when I did post up my comments and letting everybody know how I felt about it, my friend Sasha on Facebook actually, she hit me up and said, quote unquote, not gonna lie, I wasn't totally satisfied with the first episode. Team Khaleesi, however you spell her name. And you're fine. I know who you're talking about, Sasha. But so she wasn't totally satisfied with the first episode. You guys were? I don't know. I give this episode an A+. I was really excited. I thought it was a perfect start because it's Game of Thrones is not going to let you down. It's not. So this was a good beginning. My friend Vix Rod, she actually said she liked it, and she is also Arya all the way. And my friend Alan left a message saying Team Stark. Game of Thrones never disappoints, and I agree with my friend Alan. My friend Lisa says hashtag gangsta. So she is a fan of the show as well. So fans, I want to know. This is the first episode of my recap show for Game of Thrones. What did you guys think? You can leave comments in the bottom. If you're listening to this on my blog, iwatchmike.com, there's a little bottom part right there. You can sign in through whatever and leave your thoughts of this episode. If you're actually listening to this on blogtalkradio.com/iwatchmike, you can actually scroll down to the bottom and leave a comment there as well through your Facebook page. I recommend using Facebook. That's the easiest way to do it. So, but that's pretty much it. So I thank everyone for tuning in to my recap show, my first recap show of Game of Thrones. Don't forget, people, you can check out all the good stuff on hbo.com/Game of Thrones. And also where I'm finding awesome stuff, their YouTube channel, Game of Thrones as well. You can follow them on Twitter at Game of Thrones as well. And then hashtag whichever you use. I use Game of Thrones. I see people use GOT. It's whatever. But that's pretty much it. So every Monday I will be doing this. Yeah, let's go with Monday. Monday, it'll be a new recap show for Game of Thrones. So like I said, I'd love to hear y'all's thoughts on the show, what you liked, what you didn't like. So that's it for the Season 4, Episode 1, Two Swords. Oh, and I just got a tweet from my friend Brancy. She actually is one of the hosts for the VRO, Variety Radio Online, and she actually tweeted me right now saying, I thought the premiere was really good. All right, Brancy, thanks for tweeting me. And before I go, I'm going to let you know what's going down next week. So don't forget, iTunes. You can go to iTunes, search I Watch Mike, and subscribe to my podcast. Then you can put a little star, write a review, all that good stuff. I got more recap shows coming. So everyone have a good week. And this is what's going to be happening next week. The episode is going to be called The Lion and the Rose.